The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry. I don't feel like a lot of these companies have been growing for a very long time. I feel like for one reason or another, some of these companies just, they're just unethical. Like they just didn't care. They literally just didn't care to screw over all these people. And they're gonna find out real quick how bad of a decision it was. Because here's the truth. All their best people are going to leave. Nobody's going to put up with that. Do I think more companies are going to do it? Yeah, I do. I think there will be other companies that do this. I think it's a horrible decision. I think the companies that do this are god-awful, unethical. Like I said, they're literally stealing from their best people. But with that being said, guess what? Only the strong will survive. Companies in industries are going to have ebbs and flows. There's going to be good times and more difficult times. There's going to be the seasons, right? How many of you ever seen Game of Thrones, right? Winter is coming. Winter's here. The winter season in the economy, in network marketing, in business, like it's here. It's right now, right? People, for the most part, people are making less money than they were a few years ago. And you got inflation and all this other drama and all this stuff. And it doesn't matter who's in the White House. I mean, it matters. But at the same time, there's always going to be people winning in business and people not doing so good. There's always going to be people crushing it. There's going to be people kind of on the struggle bus. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. Doesn't matter what the economy is doing. This is why we've been teaching people to build a brand, build their reputation for over a decade. Because my last company was shut down by the FTC. Just like that. Boom, gone, paycheck gone. But guess what? Then I came to social retail, where I've been for 9 years now, built the #1 team. We've become very, very financially successful, but also our team is successful. We have the best team in the company. Like we have so many people winning and making the people that have worked with us the last 7, 8, 9 years made the most money they've ever made versus any other opportunity they've ever been in. Since then, before then, like the most money they ever made. So that makes you feel good, obviously, knowing you're doing the right things. But with that being said, it wasn't always easy. We've had tons of drama, tons of challenges. That's called life. None of us are getting out alive, right? Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to be rich and successful and have time freedom, financial freedom. They want to make an impact. They want to do something amazing. They got big dreams, big goals, big aspirations. But then they're like, oh, I don't want problems. Like the only problem with people is they expect not to have any. I got that from Tony Robbins. The only problem with people, they expect not to have any. So God forbid your company goes belly up. They get bought out. They get shut down to the FTC, like what happened to me, right? I think a lot of these companies that are going affiliate, they were about to go out of business anyway. Their businesses weren't exciting. They weren't growing. They've been like this for a long time. They weren't launching new products, or they would launch a new product and it wouldn't do well, right? That happens. We've had that happen. Every company has that happen. You're not going to have a unicorn product every time. You're not going to have a company launch a product every other quarter and it's just going to explode, right? You're going to have slower times. But with that being said, these owners, they gave up. It's pathetic. It's despicable. But mark my words, the people that go somewhere else, that treated their team well, that did right by people, that had good social equity, they'll just go crush the next thing they do. In fact, yes, we lost our income 9 years ago. Our last company was shut down by the FTC. We had 7,000 people on our team in 2 years. Just like that, the check went away. Just like that, our business was gone. Poof. However, we made a lot more money the last 9 years than we would have ever made if that didn't happen. Now, we took our time. Some of these people I see, they're making decisions in the first week, the first 3 days, where they're going next. I'm like, dude, really? You've been with the same company for over a decade and just like within a few days, you've already decided where to go next? I mean, you didn't weigh your options. There's no way you could weigh your options. We were flying to places. We were trying products. It took us several weeks. You'll see some of these people, they'll go here and they'll go there. 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, they'll be somewhere else. So just you do the right thing. If this happens to you, it is not the end of the world. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but if it does, or it did, just maintain your composure, think long-term. We've all heard that saying. Sometimes things happen to you so that they can help you, or they happen for you to get better. So they can help you get on a different path. For those of you that start researching other companies, this is so hard. It's so hard, right? Because everybody talks a big game. Everybody's got the best comp plan. Everybody's got the best product, the best timing, the best leadership, the best culture. You got to ask certain questions. I'm going to give you the questions to ask. Here's a good one. Let me see the leaderboard. Let me see who is selling the most product. Why that is not a question that all of you are asking is mind-boggling. This is one of the most important questions. Companies can say, oh, we pay this and we pay that and we'll do this and we'll do that. Okay, cool. Who is selling all the products? Where's most of the revenue coming from? Companies will say, oh, most of our revenue comes from customers. Prove it. Let me see your leaderboards. Let me see where's the most customer volume. Where's most of the volume coming from? Because if it's not coming from people selling the products, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a freaking pyramid. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't have a leaderboard, I'm not talking about who are the top earners. Nobody cares who the top earners are. Then you also see companies that'll say, I make 10% of my volume. I make whatever, 20% on my inside leg. Like, we get paid through infinity. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is people living in la la land telling fairy tales. This is why you should talk to experts. This is why you should narrow it down to 3 companies. You need to do your due diligence. Don't just jump into something because of FOMO and hype. Don't just jump into something because you're getting a good spot. Have you tried the product? No. Got it. But you're promoting it to your entire network of people without trying a single product? Without asking these questions? Where's the leaderboard? Let me see the leaderboard. Who is selling the most product? Oh, we don't have a leaderboard. Red flag. All that matters is, are the products good enough to sell? Like, are they priced right? Are people going to buy them? And then when they buy them, are they going to like them enough to reorder and then reorder and reorder? That's called residual income. And this is what's wrong with affiliate marketing. See, what we do is affiliate marketing on steroids. Why would anyone just do affiliate? These companies are morons. They're greedy. You built the network for years and years and years, and they just stole it from you. It took all your people frontline. This is the most unethical shiz I've ever seen. But I do think more companies are going to do it. It's unfortunate. This is why you got to build your brand. This is why you got to build your relationships. You better be in the trenches with your team, because if it happens to your company, and I hope it doesn't, but if it does, you better hope you got relationships with people. The people that this happened to, that had relationships, they built their social equity, they built their brand, right? They were good to their teams will follow them. The people that were distant, that were checked out, they were just cashing a check, you know what I'm saying? They were just making money, not working their business. They're in for a rude awakening. I feel bad for those leaders. But again, some of those people are even making quick decisions without weighing their options, trying products, and analyzing a comp plan. If you need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs for the top ranks, good luck. Because not only will you probably never hit those ranks, but even if you do, maintaining those ranks, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to recruit people and then place them in your deadest legs. Do you have a placement suite? Do you have check matching? These are important variables to consider. I love my placement suite. I got 60 days to move people. If I build more than 3 legs, I get an extra 4% on all that volume. I check match people. So even if I place someone 3, 4, 5 levels, I still check match them because I enrolled them. These are things you should know. If you don't even know this stuff and you're buying in and jumping into something, red flag, red flag, red flag. Too many people play follow the leader because of fear of loss, because of positioning, because of hope to get lucky. And look, you can do whatever you want. But at some point you should say, you know what? It might be good for me to get a top spot, master distributorship, get in early, ground floor this, ground floor that, be one of the first. Maybe it's good for you, but for the average person, like, people are only going to follow you 1 or 2 times. At some point, they're going to stop following you. It's just something to consider. It's just something to ponder on. If people stop following you, it's probably because they lost trust that you can make good decisions. Most people that jump into something prematurely, they're going to regret it, and then they're going to follow whoever made a good decision, whoever stayed in touch with them. So these are all things to consider. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the only one that's good at this. There's a lot of leaders that are good at explaining what I'm explaining. But at the end of the day, you got to go with your gut, right? You got to go with your gut, keep the faith, stay positive, because that's the hardest thing right now. I'm seeing a lot of people making changes. I'm seeing a lot of people jump into things. And again, they're not trying the products. They're not having the conversations with the executives and the decision makers. They're getting sucked into hype and, ground floor this, pre-enrollment that, or, grab a spot here, grab a spot there, get a leg, get a spot, get a team. Be very careful, because the company you join matters, but the people you join, the mentor you join matters the most. Because a good mentor is in a good company. A good leader is in a good company. A good leader has a good comp plan. They know how to max it out. They know how to coach you. They know how to work with you. Because if you join someone, but their own team didn't follow them, that's a red flag. So I get it. I love recruiting leaders too, but I don't have to recruit them. They come to me because they're unhappy. They're dissatisfied. Their company went affiliate. Their company screwed them over. Their company went out of business. Their upline screwed them over. and I have a good relationship with them. So sometimes people will say, well, how do I recruit people from other companies? You don't really, honestly, you don't. They will come to you when they're unhappy. And well, how do I know if they're unhappy? You'll know because they'll tell you, because you're their friend and you're not just trying to recruit everybody.